First of all, will Kash Patel be confirmed, as I expect he will be, but you're the guy who knows. What do you think?
Yes, he will be. People I have great respect for, people like Trey Gowdy, have recommended him highly. I'm still looking to schedule a meeting with Kash, but I think, certainly has vast experience, including working on the House Intelligence Committee on the Russiagate scam and the Steele dossier scandal. So look forward to meeting with him.
Boy, we got some great big news for Kash Patel as FBI director, man. Big endorsements. People are backing him, and to be confirmed, man. So let's go and jump in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And God bless them beautiful patriots around the world, my brothers and sisters, man. One love, baby. And we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling. The fight continues, man. Yes, indeed.
Well, listen, I'll say a couple of things. Number one, if you look at Kash Patel's background, he has been a senior intelligence staffer on Capitol Hill. He's been a senior intelligence staffer in the White House. He has been the chief of staff at the Department of Defense. He's been the deputy director of national intelligence. He's someone with deep background in addition to being a federal public defender and also a prosecutor. So he brings a deep background to the job. But secondly, I will say the world, and in particular the FBI and the Department of Justice, are very, very different today than they were back in 2020 when Bill Barr was Attorney General. And what we've seen for 4 years, tragically, has been the politicization and the weaponization of the Department of Justice and the FBI. And much of the criticism that is being directed at Kash Patel is not that he's not qualified for the job, but rather exactly the opposite. It is that his detractors are afraid he will actually do what he is committed to doing, which is to clean out the political corruption that sadly has done real damage to the FBI.
So in closing, Mr. Chairman, you are not going to be deterred by this pardon. You're going to continue your investigations. You're going to now look at the people who are around the Bidens covering it up and potentially other Biden family members or sources of income. I think that it's very important to expose this regardless of who may go to prison or who currently has a pardon. I think it's more important than ever, actually, because they just admitted the Biden crime family is real.
That's right. And he's not through admitting it, because he will pardon at least one more Biden family member.
Wow.
There's no question about that. So
you're going to continue your investigation?
We're going to continue, but we're going to consult with Bondi to make sure Trump wants to do this. Look, everything we got from the private sector. We got the bank records from private banks. We brought the people like Devin Archer and Tony Bobulinski in with subpoenas. When I subpoenaed information from the private sector, from private individuals, I got it. And that was where we found all that we reported. What we didn't get was information from the federal government. The National Archives is still sitting on those pseudonym emails. Okay, there's testimony from government employees that we can't get because they won't let them talk. The White House wouldn't let us talk to anybody. So the Trump administration has an opportunity to turn that information over. I don't want to keep fighting the federal government and the deep state if the deep state's not going to cooperate. It's just a brick wall. But now, thankfully, Trump got elected. He's going to put a new FBI director in, Kash Patel. He's going to put a new attorney general in, Pam Bondi. Hopefully, they will want to continue this investigation. And I can tell you right now, myself as chairman of the Oversight Committee, and I'm pretty confident Jim Jordan, chairman of the Judiciary Committee, we're available to help. If they want us to keep moving forward, we will. If they just want us to advise them as they move forward, we will. Whatever we want to do. I want to see justice served.
Yes.
If the Bidens are going to do like they always do and get out of it, then let's hold some deep state actors accountable for their role in these crimes.
Yes, exactly. The FBI stonewalling you every step of the way, refused cooperation, then one day walks in with Hunter Biden's laptop using it as evidence against him. It is sick. These people are...
Yeah.
Senator, thank you so much for being on the program. I know we have a tight window here. Can you please give me a landscape of the nomination process for Pete Hegseth, Kash Patel, and are there other nominees that Donald Trump is putting forward that are finding frictions inside of the Senate? What does the landscape look like, Senator?
Look, Pete and Kash are both making the rounds. They're both working this really hard. They're meeting with senators one-on-one, sometimes in groups. I hosted a large group meeting with about a dozen Republican senators Monday night with Pete Hegseth, and he made a great case for how the Department of Defense needs to be reformed. And make no mistake, Benny, the swamp hates these guys for one reason.
Hope y'all listening, man.
Because they're here to clean house.
Clean
they
house,
know that
baby.
both the Department of Defense
Drain
and
it.
the FBI
Drain
need
it.
a serious power wash, followed by a scrub with a heavy gauge wire brush. They will stop at nothing to make sure that the cleaning happens. That is why they're opposed. And that is exactly why we've got to get them confirmed. But as far as I can tell, they're making great progress. They're meeting one-on-one. They're going house to house, office to office. And they're making real progress. Look, there isn't a good reason not to confirm them. And I think we need to get that message out there far and wide and have everybody encourage their senators, Democrat or Republican, to vote to confirm them.
Yeah, we're seeing some frictions, especially with Pete Hegseth, over the last couple of hours, over the last couple of days. We've seen some reports, anonymous reports, very Kavanaugh-like, and you, of course, remember the Kavanaugh confirmations to the Supreme Court and those hearings, I think, quite well. And it really does reek of the most despicable tactics in Washington, D.C., pulling forth years-old anonymous reports or anything else that they can pull, everything from the guy's mother's email address, which I don't know how the hell you're getting the mom's emails. It seems like such dirty tricks, such dirty operations, and it tells on itself, doesn't it, Senator?
Yes, this is what desperate people do when they get really, really, really desperate. They rush to anything they can find. They come forward with uncorroborated allegations, as salacious as they can find them, and they make them over and over and over again. And you know what they say in the media? If you repeat a lie often enough, eventually it becomes, well, journalism.
So let's talk briefly about John Cornyn.
And it's a disgrace, man. It is a disgrace, you know. And with this corrupt media, man, I tell you, y'all seen it one-on-one. Y'all see what's going on, man.
Ernst, not specifically, but there are some of the two that have come out to the press as of late and not said no on Pete Hegseth, but said, no, we're not convinced on Pete Hegseth. Can you talk me through the what that hesitation would be at the moment? There seems to be quite a bit of attention on Joni Ernst, Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn.
Yeah, look, I can't speak for any one of my colleagues. I don't know exactly where they are on this, and so I'm not going to try to speak to that. What I can say is that there are a number of circumstances where members will want the process to play out, and they'll want to make sure that somebody goes through the confirmation process to ask them questions. That's reasonable. That's understandable. I think most of the time, most of those people among Republicans are going to get to the right answer. All we need to do is to get a simple majority, and we get them confirmed. Now, I hope, I expect, I wish, I want all of my colleagues to vote to confirm both Pete and Kash. We need both of them, and I implore all of my colleagues, Republicans and Democrats, to vote to confirm them. That said, the fact that somebody isn't yet ready to say how they will vote, especially if there's an interesting set of questions they want to ask at a confirmation hearing or prior to the confirmation hearing, those two things shouldn't be confused. So I wish I could speak more as to what their intentions are, but I don't know what their plan is.
Do you believe that Pete Hegseth will be confirmed by majority in the Senate?
I do. One of the reasons is, it's one thing separate and apart from whether somebody's just hesitating and whether they have a practice of allowing somebody to go through the committee process before weighing in. It's one thing for people to say they might have concerns or they might be reluctant to vote for somebody. It's quite another to vote not to confirm a nominee from your own president on a high-profile, prominent cabinet-level position or important sub-cabinet position like FBI director. They're very different things. we got to be very careful here not to allow any very small group of Republican senators to exercise a de facto veto at the outset without ever having to go to the floor and man up, woman up, whatever you want to call it, by actually voting no. Those are two very different things. And I think some of those who may have expressed reluctance publicly or privately or both are going to find that it's much more difficult on a high-profile, important, personally imperative appointment like these ones to vote no.
Yes,
Like
you
guys,
know Kash Patel. You just hosted Pete Hegseth. Can you talk me through the Kash Patel nomination? What are you hearing in the background about that?
Very optimistic there. There really isn't a good reason for anyone, Republican or Democrat, to vote against Kash Patel. He's prosecuted more cases than Kamala Harris, and we all heard about her prosecutorial experience on the campaign trail. Not a lot of detail, but a lot of talk.
Yeah.
But the leftist media obsessively, compulsively trashes Kash.
Yeah, it's a disgrace, man. And you see what else who else they trash? I mean, the corrupt me. It's a disgrace, man. But we voted to mandate change, you guys. This is what we voted for. And I told y'all, they need to be. I'm most likely going to get confirmed. You see all who's backing them, the amazing endorsements. But this is what we wanted, man. You know, clean house. Let's drain it, man. This is what we wanted. You know. Now we do see a couple backstabbers and, a little But I told y'all, watch how this thing plays out. I believe it's gonna all play out, man. We'll be A-okay, man. We are getting some great news right now. So, and again, prayers for Trump's cabinet, his family, his team, because again, man, as y'all can see how this thing is playing out, and they know that Trump is not effing around, and he know that his mistakes that he made in his first term, and it's having some of the people around him. And we're not doing that this go round, man. We are not doing that this go round, So that's why you see all this happening and taking place.
All the time, while completely ignoring the Biden family enterprise, while completely ignoring
the Biden crime family
abuses that have taken place within the FBI, to which Kash Patel represents a real threat. Now, he's an outsider. He's got a unique blend of experience. Representing an intriguing candidate for spearheading civil liberty reforms within the FBI. His involvement in exposing the Russiagate hoax positions him really uniquely, really well to address potential political biases within the FBI. And as Kash likes to say, getting people back in the practice within the FBI of prosecuting and pursuing and investigating actual criminals. His work on the Nunez memo, which criticized the FBI and the DOJ for the way they handled surveillance of Carter Page, highlighted some really important issues regarding the justification for surveillance and the impartiality of actions within the FBI. So look, all of this stuff gives him a lot of insight into where the problems are, where the bodies, metaphorically speaking, are buried within the FBI. But it also gives him credibility to push for the reforms that we really need FBI to have, to make sure that their operations are conducted properly and without partisan influence.
You believe that Kash Patel will be appointed?
I do.
And will be confirmed. Correction, confirmed.
He should be, and he will be. That is my prediction. Look, when you listen to people speak about Kash Patel, if among those who don't say I'm voting for him, among those who start to express concerns, they're really light on detail for why they might have reluctance. And this is because I think a lot of people are just reading headlines saying, oh, Kash Patel is a radical, Kash Patel is a reckless pick. But they can't back that up. This is a very thoughtful, smart man who understands the severity of the situation, and that's why they hate him.
Okay. So we move very, very quickly here to the Dr. Fauci pardon. I know this is something that is near and dear to your heart. You've been on this program talking about Dr. Fauci, and I know we're up against a hard out. What does this pardon signal to you from Joe Biden?
Well, look, one of the greatest hoaxes. I don't even know if hoax is the right word. One of the great travesties of our lifetime is what happened in 2020. The American people were fed lie after lie about the nature of COVID,
A bunch of
about
lies,
the origins of COVID, about Dr. Fauci's own actions within NIH, about his attempt to first continue to fund gain-of-function research, even though it was illegal to do so. And he did it by renaming it something else. I believe it was Mark Twain who said that if you name the tail of a dog a leg, the dog still has just 4 legs. The fact that you've named it a leg doesn't make it that. Fauci called gain-of-function research by another name, and on that basis continued it. And it was that gain-of-function research that ended up supporting activities at the Wuhan lab of virology. And that quite arguably contributed to our getting COVID. So he lied about what he was doing with gain-of-function. He lied about the origins of COVID. He lied about the nature of COVID. He recommended all kinds of protocols that proved destructive to the American people, not just to our economy and to our liberty, but to our way of life, to mental, physical, emotional health in America. And it was an incredibly costly maneuver. I find this whole thing very disconcerting. The idea of pardoning him for those things is really troubling.
Oh, boy,
this
thing is deep and dark, boy. And the corruption continues, man. The lies, I tell you, man, it gets deep and dark, boy.
Thank you for, and this sort of buttons up the Fauci question, for being the godfather of Doge. In conclusion here, Senator, you are the godfather of Doge. And those who have been following your work closely enough know that a decade ago, you were speaking about Doge when it was just a twinkle in Vivek Ramaswamy's and Elon Musk's eye. And so we just want to say, here live, thank you, Senator.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Benny. It's a pleasure to be with you.
What an amazing video.
The godfather of Doge, the great Senator Mike Lee.
That's how we end that thing off, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Comment down below. Huge shout out to Benny for also running an amazing program, man. And glad we were able to share this. But again, let me know what y'all think. We're wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. That we end off December, end of the year off on a good note, man. You know, but still prayers for Trump's cabinet, his team, his family. You never know what to expect next, man. Because we ain't got the January, baby. But I love you guys, and we're going to continue to break the news to you. Got more great news flowing around every minute now, so we're going to keep you updated. But I love y'all, and I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.